Hi, everybody. Welcome to CavBlock. Today, we're going to work on the research journal. You're going to have time to actually do some work on it. So let's go over a few requirements just to make sure that we're all on the same page. Remember, in the Schoology course here, you're going to go to grading rubrics, and you're going to open up the research journal rubric and go over this so you know exactly what we're looking for and there's no surprises. So you're going to get 10 points here is for conventions. So if you're not sure how to formally cite something, no worries. Just come see me or see an English teacher or any of your teachers. Go see your mentor. We will certainly help you figure this out. The next category that we're evaluating you for is the range of sources that you chose. So think about how you have all of the information in the world at your fingertips, right? And we're only requiring you to have a minimum of 6 sources. And most of you are going to have way more than that. So how did you narrow this down? Which sources did you pick? And remember that when you take your notes on your sources, you explain that briefly. Why did you pick this? Why will it be helpful to you? How do you think you might use it? So you see in the A category here, excellent. Your sources chosen demonstrate excellent consideration of a range of information sources, showing nuance and depth of knowledge and understanding of information needed. So you didn't just get all of your information from one website. Depending on your topic, you consider different points of view, those types of things. So looking at the range, when you look at all of your sources put together, what do they show about how you did your research? The interview is 20 points. And so just a few reminders here. Just some things that I've seen. Remember that you have to actually do the interview. That doesn't mean you have to sit down in person with the person you're interviewing. That doesn't always work. Sometimes the person would rather email you. Sometimes the person wants to talk on the phone. You have to do whatever is convenient for the person you're interviewing, of course. But for your research journal, you have to have documented the questions that you asked and the answers you were given. You do not just type up a summary of what the person said or what you learned, okay? You have to include the questions and the person's answers. And then so your mentor, when they grade you, they're going to look at who did you pick out of all the people in the world? How did you pick this person? And was it a good person for you to pick? Does the information that the person provided you really enhance the information that you found from other sources? Okay. So if you have questions about that, please come see me. And then the final category, the fourth category, is how your research journal shows your thinking and inquiry. And so the excellent category, note-taking provides excellent evidence of having read or listened to the information sources. You've considered important and relevant information. You've clearly documented information to be utilized throughout your project that will add nuance and depth, and you've indicated how the information will be useful. So you're typing, a little paragraph at the end of your notes for each source. Why is it useful? How do you plan to use it? What more questions do you have? So remember, this is the only way that we can see your thinking, right? You're making your thinking visible for your mentor and for all of us. So that's why it's important to take detailed notes also, so that when you start to move on to the next steps, you know what you were thinking. Why did I pick this source? You might need to remember, and that'll help the more that you document your thoughts. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. Remember, for conventions, if you need to see a sample of student work, I show you this in every video. Here's the folder. And so here's a sample entry from last year. Just to show you again, this is the correct citation for the conventions category that you'll be graded on. And then for the interview, there is a way that you formally cite an interview, and it's very, very simple. You can see it here, right here. And again, you need to come see me if you have any questions or if you're feeling anxious or worried. I'm in here all the time. A lot of you do come talk to me, but there's many of you I haven't heard from. So please Don't be afraid to come by and ask any questions, or if you just feel overwhelmed or anxious or worried, I'm happy to talk to you. I think that's all the major points to make for today. So today in CavBlock, you have time to work, okay? So don't waste it. Make sure you utilize it. Ask your mentor, or I'm sorry, your advisor questions. If you want to have a friend in your CavBlock look over your work, do that too, okay? Now, the next part after this, if you feel like you're ready to move on from the research journal, what you do is you message your mentor and you say, I'm ready for you to grade my research journal. Your mentors already have the grading rubric, the form that they fill out and send to me, and then I'll put your grade in the Schoology gradebook. You have to have done that by next Wednesday, December 6th. Okay. That is the deadline that the senior English teachers and I agreed upon for the research journal. So the next step, if we go into materials here, you've already made a Google Doc for this at the beginning of the year. In your required Google Docs is your project or product proposal. So again, this is the next step when you feel like you're ready to move on from your research journal. You're briefly going to tell your mentor, you're going to repeat your topic and your research question and just explain what it is you plan to do as your project, that this would be like what you would show up with at the exhibition. And you're basically just justifying your choice so that we can make sure that you plan something that's feasible and it's actually going to work, it's reasonable within the confines of this project. And we can kind of help you figure that out until, you don't want to get really far into this and figure out it's not going to work. So that's part of the purpose of this proposal. Okay, so this is the next step. You are going to be working on phase 2, part A of your process paper in your English classes before Christmas break. So as always, I hope this is incredibly helpful. And again, please come see me. I'm happy to talk to you and I'm happy to help you. Bye.